In a quiet little town in Oregon, there lived a girl named Emma Carter. She wasn't the smartest in her class, nor the most outstanding, but inside her heart burned a dream to become an architect and design homes filled with warmth, love, and beauty. People around her said she was talented, but only Emma knew the truth. She was losing the battle against her own mind. Every night, Emma sat at her desk, opened her textbooks, and whispered to herself, "Tonight, I'm finally going to focus." But 10 minutes later, her phone lit up. A message, a notification, a short TikTok clip, another distraction. One small click turned into 10 minutes, 10 minutes into an hour, and another night slipped away. Emma always promised herself, "I'll start tomorrow," but in America, and everywhere else in the world, tomorrow rarely changes anything. The day came when the school posted the results for the architecture club placement exam. The club everyone knew was the stepping stone to a real career in architecture. Emma stood in the crowded hallway, her heart pounding with hope. But when her eyes landed on the board, her name wasn't there. She didn't make it. Her friends who were more disciplined all passed. Some teachers looked at her with disappointment, and that hurt more than the failure itself. In that moment, Emma knew she didn't fail because she wasn't smart. She failed because she wasn't disciplined. That afternoon, as Emma wandered around the school, she ran into Mr. Dawson, the art and design teacher. He noticed the sadness in her eyes. "Emma," he asked softly, "what's wrong?" Her voice trembled. "I have a dream, sir, but I can't focus. I want to be better, but I don't know how." Mr. Dawson looked at her for a moment, then said, "Come with me." Inside the art room, he placed a blank sheet of paper in front of Emma. "Draw me the best circle you can," he said. Emma tried, but the circle was uneven, shaky, imperfect. "What were you looking at?" he asked. Emma answered quietly, "My hand, the paper, everything around me." "That," Mr. Dawson nodded, "that is your biggest problem. You're trying to look at everything, so you're focusing on nothing." Then he told her something she would never forget. To draw a perfect circle, you need one center point. And in life, you also need one center goal. Focus on everything, and you lose yourself. Focus on one thing, and you find your power. A silence fell between them. But inside Emma, something awakened. Emma looked at him and whispered, "So, how do I start? How do I change?" Mr. Dawson smiled gently and said, "Rule has shown. Control your thoughts. Whenever your mind wanders, pull it back and say, 'This is my time for my future.' Rule hash 2. Create a schedule. If you respect your time will reward you. Rule hash 3. Remove distractions. When it's time to study, phone off, social media away, TV silent. Rule hash 4. Practice every single day. Discipline is not built in a moment of motivation. It is built through repetition, especially on days when you don't feel like doing anything." These 4 rules became the turning point of Emma's life. From that day on, Emma transformed. She created a study schedule and stuck it on her desk. She left her phone in another room while studying. She pushed herself through the first 10 minutes, then the next 20, and soon she could study for hours with full focus. Slowly, her mind became stronger, her discipline became real, and her confidence began to grow. Months later, another important exam arrived. But this time, Emma stepped into the exam room with calmness. The calmness that only comes from discipline. When the results were posted, Emma was first place. She cried, not because she passed, but because she proved to herself that she could rise. It wasn't luck. It wasn't talent. It was discipline. A year later, as she walked across the stage to receive her architecture scholarship, she remembered Mr. Dawson's words. Your mind is like a drop of ink. If you let it spread everywhere, it will blur everything. But if you control it, you can create a masterpiece. From that day on, Emma lived by one belief. Discipline is not a cage. Discipline is the key that unlocks the future.